Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Um, I'm just laughing at today. And I thought I would just come on here to tell you, like, it's okay. You're okay. We're okay. I'm okay. We're all fine. And when we can laugh about the things that aren't going the way that we planned, being okay is like a delight, right? So let me tell you a little bit about what's going on. Besides the fact that I'm noticing now that I'm on camera that my brand colors don't match my shirt, and they actually kind of clash. So I am in the process of recording a few sessions that I'm moderating for panel discussions for a conference that's coming up in March. And the planning of this stuff has been like a freaking nightmare. But like in a fun way, right? Because it's going to get done, and it's all the stuff that we need to record is going to get recorded. And the people that I've been working with on the panels have been super nice and willing to contribute and really get involved. And that's been awesome. So today, we recorded a session, and it was an hour-long session. There were it was me as a moderator and 5 panelists. And 2 days ago, one of the panelists dropped out. One of the panelists no-showed, no responded after agreeing to the date. One of the panelists came on and said, I can only stay for a little while, and then I have to drop off, which was not okay in the rule book of recording an hour-long panel. Everybody needed to be there the whole time. And so it was like this, like a mystery novel, right? Like one at a time, people were disappearing from the panel. And so there were 3 of us remaining. And we decided to record, even though we weren't the full panel. And the recording went pretty well until about the middle, when one of the panelists' cameras went off for no good reason, and his computer couldn't find the camera again. And so in this discussion, we had 2 of us on camera, one of us not on camera, with apologies in the middle for not being on camera, and made it a little bit hard to make eye contact during this discussion and sort of figure out who was going to say what next. And the end result was that it was all fine. And this was a case where fine is fine. I know I talk a lot about how fine is not fine. But there's this sort of spectrum of fine, right? There's fine in place of great. There's fine in place of amazing, which isn't fine. There's like settling fine, like, it's fine. I don't need to make a fuss. I don't need to make a big deal. And then there's like fine instead of perfection. Right. And that is like a pretty great fine. That's a pretty great way to be okay. Because old me, who loved perfection, and like, don't get me wrong, I still love perfection. It like makes me incredibly unreasonably happy when things go exactly as I plan them. But old me would have stopped the recording and would have said, like, you know what, let's just regroup. We'll do this another time. We'll find another date that works for all 6 of us, which clearly is not easy or possible with an international group of HR professionals and practitioners who are busy doing jobs and living across countries. And so we kept going, and we ended up with like a really good discussion. We ended up with really, really insightful answers to questions. And I can't tell you too much about it. It's for a conference that's happening in March, for the Hacking HR conference, which is a awesome online conference. If you are in HR or you just like love HR, even if you're not in it. It's a great conference to be a part of, and I'm really excited to be a moderator. And so old me would have just said, like, this isn't working. let's stop everything. Let's try it another time. Let's, reschedule this. And the me who has like forgiveness for myself in my heart for not making things perfect, the me who knows that I can't control the whole world around me as much as I would like to, really stayed present in the moment and really enjoyed it. Despite having half of a panel, despite having someone have a video malfunction in the middle of it, we had a really rich discussion. And I think we're going to add a ton of value to our audience. And that was really cool. And now I have new relationships with people who I didn't have relationships with before. And so my point is this. I've heard this comment, this quote, like my whole career, and especially more so in the past 5 years or so, which is, don't let perfect be the enemy of the good. And today was such a great example of that, because in my like perfect mind, my perfect world, all 6 of us would have come in. We would have had exactly 2 minutes per person for each answer. And we would have gone through X number of questions. And math is not my best skill, but we had an hour and, 6 people, 2 minutes with 6 questions, something like that, right? So that would have been like perfection. But it wouldn't have been, because for whatever reason, the universe decided all 6 of us shouldn't be there. The universe decided it only needed 3 of us for this conversation. And instead of fighting that, and instead of stressing over it, and instead of trying to work with this team of amazing, smart, successful people who just couldn't all make today work, to make another day work, which, let me tell you, finding the date in the first place was so hard. I don't know how we would have done it. We just did it. We just jumped in. We dove in with what we had, and we really created something pretty amazing. And so I'm excited for you to see it if you go to the Hacking HR conference in March. And if not, what it really did for me today was it gave me the confidence to just be on video. Just come out here, say hello with no agenda, with no script, with no already pre-planned situation. I took a little extra dose of confidence and posted my first Instagram video, which I actually posted on TikTok first because I couldn't sort of figure it all out. And that was like perfectly imperfect. And I'm just glad to be here. I'm glad to be in it. And I'm glad to be enjoying and not having all this pressure on myself to get it exactly right. Because you know what? None of us are perfect. And I just love seeing people in their vulnerability, in their real beings, and in their willingness to show up and be okay. And so I hope you're having an okay day. And I hope you have plans to make some of the okay amazing and to make some of the okay acceptance. I think that's the key. Decide what your okay is. Decide what feels good, what is going to serve you, what is going to serve the people that you serve, and just embrace it. And have a great day.